Every Sunday in the Emsolation Facebook group, we invite you all to give your low-stakes hot takes. And I'm talking about things that won't upset people too deeply, although we have gotten into territory where people have really, really taken. Emsolator Emily wrote, and it was so brave, the best thing Michael Lucas did was kill off Patrick. That character was insufferable.
Oh,
Woo!
brutal. Oh.
I agree.
Oh, really?
I agree. The best decision ever made for Offspring was the killing off of Dr. Patrick.
But because you thought that he was... See, I defend the decision, but it wasn't because he was insufferable. We wanted it. He was beloved. That's why I thought it was a good idea.
He was a shit bloke in a leather jacket with a good jawline. He was not a good man. He was the bare minimum king.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Honestly, she would spiral and bounce off walls and have deep reflections, and he'd just be there leant up against a wall, just tensing his jaw, just like with judgy eyes and sighing at her craziness. And I just feel like because he tolerated Nina, he was deemed a feminist.
Oh.
Yeah, I had strong feelings about Dr. Patrick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had a tempestuous relationship. It's true. When we had the first...
He gave
doctor,
emotionally unavailable dad vibes. Hot dad vibes.
Well, the first hot doctor, Dr. Chris, you remember him, Don Honey?
How could I forget?
He was dreamy, of course. But the thing is, personality-wise, him and Nina were probably pretty well matched and fine. So then we just needed all these ridiculous impediments. So then we thought, next love interest, we should make sure that there's a schism between the two of them so that even when they get together, it's still fiery and there's still drama. So that was the idea. There was some volatility to the relationship.
Sort of. But can you Michael says, I'll remember this to the day I die. I was sitting on the floor at your house and you were on your laptop typing and we've been discussing like, oh, it's going to be time to kill a main character soon. And I remember I brought it up again and you said, can I tell you something? We've decided who we're going to kill. And I was like, tell me. and you're like, Patrick. And I remember I lunged at you and I said, yes.
I also showed you his screen test.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
early on.
How could I ever forget?
You were in the Offspring office and I showed you and it was such a dramatic reaction because I was sitting there at my desk and Em propelled herself back, hit the wall and then slid down to the ground and said, yes.
When I saw Matt Nevez's screen test, I knew.
Yeah.
I knew. Like I remember that too.
He was cast then, so thank God, because it would have been terrible if he'd been like...
Michael tests men for their...
Yes, that's true.
Loins setting afire and this abilitiness with his mother and I.
That's true.
Which is interesting.
Different taste, but if you both agree. I can't believe how loose I was about... Like, in today's world, you're so... tightly. Like I showed my mum his death episode months before it came out.
I think me too.
Wow.
I saw it.
What was I? They used to give it out on DVD.
I'm not going to tell anyone though.
No, but I feel like in this day and age you wouldn't do that. Like you're too paranoid about things leaking.
You show me.
I know, but
now in this day and age you still show me.
Well,
you do.
It's harder though. It's
do you want me to lie?
Harder.
No,
but you didn't see any of Newsreader 3.
But that was by choice.
Okay.
If I had have said to you, bitch, send it, you would have.
It's partially a physical media thing. Like it's hard, like it's easy when you've got like DVDs in your hand to just whack them on anyway.
But, so I'm so glad somebody's finally said it.
Look,
do you wish to comment?
Well, I mean, my comment is I did not. I thought that he had a devilish charm. I don't think that he was insufferable. I think maybe that sometimes they could be an insufferable couple. I have noticed a lot of people here that have been saying Nina was annoying AF, which I remember that at the time, people would always say that to me, Nina. So, and then every single year Asher would win Logies. But it's like she clearly divided the audience. I understand why.
Can you read, what are some of the other comments under there? What did the other people agree?
Nina was pretty insufferable as well. A match made in insufferable heaven. Thanks, Jillian. Kira Lee, thank goodness someone said it. There were women at my work the next day getting all teary about it. I did not agree with their distress, but clearly couldn't share my true feelings, and I've kept it in all these years. I was more upset that Leo turned into a jerk because I was really rooting for him. I'll just say Leo didn't turn into a jerk on my watch. End of season 5, Leo was still great. I don't know what happened after that.
Aaron Sorkin leaving the West Wing. Shh. He was out at season 5. He will not be held responsible for anything that happened. No, I will not.
Chris, this flabbers my gasts and I cannot even. I'm concerned about your flabbery gasts.
Yeah. Okay,
Anyway.
good. All right. This is from Emsolated Jillian.
I love this one.
You know my passionate feelings about this one. The television one.
I don't, but now I'm intrigued.
You know how I feel about this. Jillian says, if you get a television show, movie spoiled for you, that's on you, babes. Spoiler alerts can get in the bin. I have never agreed with a hot take more. I'm
Wow.
telling you, passionately, I agree.
Yeah.
I truly
think
do.
I do as well.
Yeah, because your entertainment schedule is not my responsibility, honey. It's not.
The only caveat I would have on it would be if like you're on some sort of like sometimes I listen to things that are specifically review podcasts to sort of decide what to watch. And if they're presenting it in a very much like, let us explain what this thing's about. And if they're going to transition to, and now let us tell you the ending, I don't mind if they say, we're going to talk about the ending now. But
Don't listen to that podcast if you know they're talking about that. You know what? You can read what's on every single podcast before you press play. If you even see the title of the show, don't play it.
yeah.
It's your personal responsibility.
I always remember persistently back in the days when everyone watched things live, you would always get these Western Australian people on Twitter going, how could you? We're over here. We've still got 2 hours. And it's like, what? Get off Twitter. Yeah.
Like, I'm not responsible for your backlog of content. I'm sorry. You're very
Yeah.
busy. But
Yeah.
if you've got a 48-hour grace period with me and then all bets are off, I simply don't care. I will not tiptoe around you like you're some kind of landmine. I will speak freely about a topic and you will see it. And we put the words, like we'll put White Lotus at the top of this. And if you haven't watched it yet, you'll know to just skip forward.
You'll know.
But
having said that, you are also in the position of you quite like being spoiled. You
I
like to
don't mind.
watch something.
I don't mind because I don't think it makes
but
a
also
difference.
you find it comforting to like kind of like take out the shock and everything of it. Like,
But I don't think every time I watch The Lion King and Mufasa dies, I still cry. I know it's coming. It doesn't change yet. Every time I watch Titanic, I still yell at Rose, move over, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think knowing the crucial bit of information is going to change my enjoyment level.
There are some things, like I still remember when I saw The Sixth Sense, I had no idea. I saw it very early, had no idea about the ending. And that was a really amazing moment. And I was glad that wasn't. Do you want to know something really extraordinary?
I
And
mean, do I get a choice? I do. I always do.
I watched Adolescence so early, I didn't realize it was a one-shot thing. So I was watching it going, how long is this shot lasting? This director really, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, this whole thing is one shot. Oh, but it must be. So I sort of discovered that in the moment, whereas I feel like now everyone's coming to the show just knowing it going in.
I always say that about you. You're such a trailblazer. You know, you're always the first. You're the first to realize it was one shot. You knew before everyone else.
No, I didn't
probably-
know. That's what I mean. Before I watched it.
But you did know in the moment.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's very obvious in the moment.
Wow. I always say that about you. Trailblazer.
I know that this is shade.
It's not. I didn't even press the button.
All I'm saying is that sometimes there are experiences where it's great to know nothing. So I'm disputing. I'm arguing against your, I don't care, it never makes any difference, I still cry.
Oh, right. Sure, that is your right to argue a wrong opinion. The last one really hit home for me because I'm going to admit a lie I've been living for a very long time. Aperol spritz,
Yes.
thumbs down.
Yeah.
I have been pretending to like Aperol spritzes for my entire adult life.
Why would you commit to such a facade?
I like the idea of them. I like that they represent a time spent in the Tuscan sun.
You like the colour palette.
I love
Also
that
your
it's
nationality.
orange. I like that it's Italian. I like that it's something that I only ever drank in Italy. But when I was drinking them in Italy, I remember just thinking this just tastes like bitterness and sadness and nail polish and orange rind.
It also has like,
It's like
shandy
Fanta
vibes.
with trauma. It's not good.
It just feels a bit diluted as well.
It's horrible. But for so long, I've pretended to like Aperol spritzes. Does anyone actually love an Aperol spritz? Would that be if aliens came and said to you, you can only have one drink, would anyone pick an Aperol spritz?
No, not if I only had one drink. There have been times, particularly if it's like a very warm summer's day, where I can I think that you have to get into the bitterness. Do you like a Negroni?
No.
Okay, well then I think there's a palate thing going on
Like,
as well.
I'm in the mood for a fresh cup of battery acid. I'll have a Negroni. That's how I feel about Negronis.
I got into Negronis during COVID.
I mean,
lockdowns.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
Because Negroni's not what we would call a light-on cocktail.
No, that's what I liked about it.
I
Let's get
bet.
the most alcohol into me at once.
I want the cocktails that cause me to black out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you like, do you like any bitter sort of things like that?
Nah, I have enough bitterness naturally.
Yes.
You said it.
Woo!
Bitch, I said what I said.
Oh,
right.
someone said, but after 3 weeks in Europe, it was 100% my drink of choice. So maybe it's just about we're in the wrong continent.
It's absolutely a location drink. I think that I would say that the taste of an Aperol changes when you're in Italy in the sun, living the Aperol lifestyle girl trademark. Yeah. Wearing linen. You can see a winery. You can see a pizza being made. The beautiful Mediterranean sun not burning you, giving you a beautiful sun-kissed glows on your face. And you've got little Aperol spritz, a little umbrella in it, a little straw. Suddenly, it tastes fine. But here, ugh, it's like, what did I do? It's like it's something you would drink to bring up a meal that accidentally poisoned you.
really
Like poison to get poison
Antidote.
up. Something. It's terrible.
Wow.
Anyway, I feel much lighter having gotten that off my chest.